All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. So as you can see from the title, let's dive right in. So if you find yourself looking in the mirror and you're kind of wondering, well, I'm not overweight, but I'm not really lean or muscular either. Chances are you're skinny fat, and how I look at with skinny fat is kind of like you're in a purgatory state where, like, again, you're not fat, you're not overweight or anything, but you're not lean enough either. You kind of have this weird look to you, kind of like a soft pillow compared to like a rock, a solid concrete, shape. So if that's sounding like you, listen up, because in this video, I'm gonna go step by step on how to go from skinny fat into a more lean, muscular physique, and that way you won't be wasting months trying to figure this out on your own. So the first point I want to make when it comes to um, being skinny fat is a lot of people get confused. They don't really know where to go from here. They don't know whether to keep bulking and trust the process, or go into an immediate deficit, like an extreme deficit, because they want to get rid of fat. When in actuality, you don't want to do, like, when it comes with bulking, right? All you need to know is if you do that from a skinny state, from a skinny fat state, you're just gonna look like a bigger version of what you already are. And if you go the opposite route and try to go for a deficit, like 300 or 400 calorie deficit, what will happen is you'll look like you'll just get too skinny. And the thing with that is, again, same concept. You would look like a smaller version of what you are, so you still have that skinny fat in you. You'll still look soft, but not only that, you'll be under, like, you'll weigh less, you look smaller, but still weird. So the approach we actually want to go to when it comes to this is we want to do a body recomposition. Now, with body recomp leads to my second point. So in this state, you want to make sure that we're getting in a workout within 3 to 5 times a week, minimum, minimum 3, but and we gotta be hitting five workouts a week. No excuse, no, like, there's no way getting around it. We actually need to push ourselves, and coming to pushing ourselves, we need to make sure that we're actually progressive overloading. What does that mean? This means that we add weight each week prior to the week before, making sure that we're actually getting stronger with our lifts such as bench presses, deadlifts, pull-ups, rows, all these compound lifts, and accessory workouts, making sure that we're actually pushing ourselves in the weight each week. So, which is another factor too, making sure that you're actually tracking so you can see what weights you were hitting before, and then what you need to actually add for the following week, to making sure that we're getting stronger. But that, I can't stress that enough, guys. That is super important when it comes to body recomp. In terms of training, you need to actually push yourselves. You need to, and you have to. The training is just as important. And in terms of, on top of the training, when it comes to the cardio as well, it's not really as important when it comes to body recomp. For my example, as you see in the thumbnail, I did about 10K steps a day. Literally, just 10K steps. I didn't need to hop on the treadmill and go for hours, while training. No, there was none of that required when it came to my body recomp. It was simply just doing 10K steps a day. Now, going to my third point, this is where we talk about the nutrition side when it comes to body recomp. Now, when it comes to the nutrition side of things, this is where the actual calories you want to be at is at a maintenance calorie for your body. So in terms of protein, we still want to hit around your body weight or multiply by 0.8. That's where you need to have at least enough protein each and every single day to actually fuel your body so then it can recover through these workouts. So as much as important to, push ourselves in progressive overload throughout the weeks, it's also key to make sure that we actually hit our target protein each and every single day, not just the workouts, but even outside of that. And what you want to do once you have the set amount of protein for your body weight or multiply by 0.8 is we want to fill the rest in with actual good carbs and healthy fats. So fats from eggs, sticking to rice, sticking to potatoes, stuff like that. We wanna treat our body with whole foods, which I go over in a video on this channel as well. So I'll probably be sure to link that as well in terms of just the importance of whole foods. That way I don't have to explain that out here. You can go check that out. But making sure that we're eating whole foods, making sure that we're hitting our protein goals, it is so important. And in terms of maintenance, if you want, you can go at a slight deficit, a very slight one. I'm talking like 100 calories, 200 calories max, but we don't need to go any more under than that. So making sure that within our nutrition we're staying at that, because we don't want to lose a lot of weight. We kind of want to stay similar in terms of weight. 1 pound is fine in terms of maybe a week, but staying around that same body weight while progressive overloading that I discussed in point 2 when it comes to training. But not only that, but making sure that the point I'm making right now in terms of food, that we're really hitting our protein intake. It's super important, and making sure we're staying at a maintenance and stuff like that. Like you can't look at it when it comes to like food. This is where like a lot of people crash. This is where a lot of people crash diet, because they're looking at diet in a sense of suffering when it's not. You can still enjoy your favorite foods, but making sure you're tracking it and stuff like that. And how you have to look at it is, when you're eating this way, you're getting towards having that lean physique, not looking soft and pudgy, like not being in that purgatory state, because like, if you look at it from that, it's like, why would we want to stick in this state where we're just in confusion and not really liking how we're looking? We want to have that lean and muscular physique. And if you guys are interested, there's actually an interview as well with one of my past clients, who went to a similar phase where we took him from being skinny fat over here, not understanding where to really go from, to being here where he actually gained muscle, had started noticing his abs visibly. And not only that, but it took him only 90 days to achieve that. So with that being said, just staying consistent, look at the diet in terms of just, if I stick to eating this way, I'll finally be able to have this lean physique and not look soft and actually build muscle. And I went through the same thing, guys, which will lead me to my next point. When it comes to body recomp, this shit is not a sprint, guys. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's body is different. In my thumbnail that you see right now, that I had to stick with that for about 6 months of doing the same thing over and over again, pushing myself hard in the gym, making sure I'm getting my steps in daily, and on top of that, making sure that I'm eating correctly. There was no excuse. I didn't binge. I didn't do any of that, because how I looked at it with food is, if I stick to this and stick to the plan, each and every week, guys, I was getting leaner and leaner until I actually looked solid. I didn't look soft compared to my before picture to then after, actually noticing my abs, actually noticing, you know, like keeping my muscle, you know, even my face even leans out a lot faster. But that's how you have to look at it. This shit is not a marathon. Now, kind of how I just said right there, how mine took me 6 months. That the client I was talking about, Neil, it took him 3 months. So just understanding the patience of everyone's different. Hell, sometimes it can take you 2 months. Sometimes it can take you 4. Maybe it takes you 8. But no matter what, you have to follow the system, and that is the only way you'll achieve going from skinny fat to being lean, muscular, and actually having a physique that you're proud of. So when you go up and look in the mirror, you'll be actually satisfied. You won't look soft. You won't look pudgy. You won't be in this state where you're just confused and you not know what to do. You have the right tools. You have enough info to know what you need to do going forward. And on top of that, you don't even need to do much cardio. All you have to do is get 10K steps. 10K steps, the bare minimum. You don't have to do hours on end on the treadmill, guys. But just making sure that you're following all those points that I made within this video, you too can get a lean physique that you can actually be proud of, rather than being stuck and looking soft and still pudgy, and you're basically invisible, guys. Like point blank, people will notice a lean physique. You don't have to be the biggest dude in the world. You don't have got to be a damn fucking bodybuilder to get noticed. But people will notice you from being lean compared to being skinny fat, because you're in purgatory. And purgatory, it's like you're invisible. Like that's how I look at it. When you're skinny fat, you're just invisible. But when you're lean, people notice that shit. People respect that shit. So just remember, if you're skinny fat, 1, focus on having a maintenance, very slight calorie deficit. That's number 1. Number 2, make sure you actually push hard in the fucking gym. Track your weights, so then that way you know whether you need to go up and push yourself. 3, making sure that the nutrition's on point. You know, the nutrition's on point. You're getting enough protein each and every single day. Every single day, not just training, guys. Not just training. Actually, on your off days, making sure you're staying on point with that. No crash diets. And 4, be fucking patient. What took my client 3 months took me 6. Might take you 2, might take you 4. But just understand, just have patience, follow the structure, and I promise you, in no time, you will get the lean physique that you actually admire. So with that being said, if you found this video very helpful, be sure to subscribe. I'm gonna be throwing in a lot more fitness content in terms of like strategies and tips that you guys can take on with you. So be sure to even throw up the notification bell, you know, throw that up so anytime you know when I post, you don't miss a beat. But if you're also new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as well. And if you're someone right now who is looking to actually get rid of being skinny fat, you know, for good, there'll be a link down below in terms of where you can book a call with me. But I literally only want serious motherfuckers. If you are impatient and don't want to follow structure and you're just gonna bullshit, do not fucking book a call. Do not fucking book a call. I do not want to waste my time, and I don't want to waste your time either. But if you are serious, link will be down below. Definitely click that, go through it, and book a call with your boy, and hopefully I see you in there, man. But until then, guys, take care. I'm out of here.